The most dangerous poison is not always something you drink. Sometimes it is a voice you keep listening to, a voice that tells you you are not enough, a voice that laughs at your dreams, a voice that turns your peace into guilt, your confidence into doubt, and your happiness into fear. And because the voice belongs to someone close, you keep accepting it, defending it, and calling it normal. But Buddhism teaches that the mind is sacred ground. Not everyone deserves to walk there. Not every opinion deserves to grow there. Not every person deserves access to the place where your peace is born. So before another negative person takes over your thoughts, your energy, and your life, learn how to close the door without hatred and return to yourself. 1. Not every voice deserves a place in your mind. Many people think that because someone speaks, they must listen. But Buddhism teaches that real awareness begins when you stop accepting every voice as truth. Not every opinion is wisdom. Not every criticism is guidance. Not every warning comes from love. Some people speak from peace, experience, and understanding, but some people speak from pain, jealousy, insecurity, bitterness, and fear. If you allow every voice to enter your mind, your thoughts will slowly stop feeling like your own. You will wake up thinking about what they said. You will carry their words inside your heart, and you will start making decisions based on fear instead of wisdom. So protect your mind carefully, because the voices you keep listening to can slowly become the voice you use to speak to yourself. Negative people feed on your reaction. There are people who do not really want peace with you. They want your reaction. They say hurtful things, criticize your choices, question your intentions, and bring up your weaknesses because they know it can disturb your mind. Their goal is not always to understand you. Sometimes their goal is to pull you into their own anger, pain, and negativity. Buddhism teaches that when you react without awareness, you give your peace away. One careless word from them can stay in your mind for hours, and one small argument can ruin your whole day. So before you answer, pause and breathe. Ask yourself, will my reaction bring peace, or will it feed their negativity? The moment you stop reacting to every negative person, you stop giving them power over your mind. Compassion does not mean allowing poison. Many kind people suffer because they misunderstand compassion. They think being a good person means staying available for everyone, forgiving the same person again and again, and allowing people to hurt them just because those people are also suffering. They tell themselves, maybe they are broken, maybe they had a hard life, maybe I should understand them. And yes, Buddhism teaches compassion, but compassion does not mean you must let someone destroy your peace. Buddhism teaches compassion with wisdom. This means you can understand someone's pain without becoming a victim of their behavior. You can feel sorry for someone's suffering without allowing them to throw that suffering onto your heart. You can forgive someone inside yourself and still choose distance, silence, or boundaries. Forgiveness cleans your heart, but boundaries protect your life. Some people are negative because they are wounded, angry, jealous, or unhappy with themselves. They may speak harshly because their own mind is full of noise. They may criticize you because they cannot face their own weakness. They may poison your peace because they do not know how to create peace within themselves. But their pain does not give them the right to keep hurting you. If someone is carrying poison, you do not need to hate them, but you also do not need to drink from the same cup. You can wish them healing from a distance. You can pray for their peace without giving them access to your mind every day. You can be kind without becoming weak, and you can be spiritual without becoming blind. True compassion is not allowing people to keep harming you. True compassion is seeing clearly, responding wisely, and protecting the peace inside you. Because if you lose yourself trying to save every negative person, you will also become tired, bitter, and empty. So be gentle with others, but also be gentle with yourself. Your peace matters too. Your attention is your life force. Where your attention goes, your life begins to move. If your attention is always on negative people, your energy slowly becomes negative. If your attention is always on criticism, your confidence slowly becomes weak. If your attention is always on drama, your mind slowly forgets how peace feels. This is why Buddhism teaches us to become aware of where the mind is going, because the mind does not only think, the mind also creates the world you live inside. Many people say they are tired, but they do not realize they are not only tired from work, family, or daily responsibilities. They are tired because their attention is being stolen again and again. They wake up and think about what someone said. They spend the day replaying an argument. They keep checking what negative people are doing. They imagine what others think about them. They explain themselves in their mind to people who are not even listening. This kind of thinking quietly drains the soul. Your attention is not a small thing. Your attention is your life force. Whatever receives your attention receives your energy. If you keep giving your attention to people who poison your mind, they will continue living inside your thoughts, even when they are not physically near you. Their words will follow you into your room, into your work, into your prayer, into your silence, and even into your sleep. This is how a negative person becomes powerful, not because they are strong, but because you keep feeding them with your focus. Buddhism teaches mindfulness because the mind must be brought back to the present moment. The present moment is where your real life is happening, but negative people pull you away from the present. They drag you into old pain, future fear, and imaginary conversations that never end. You may be sitting in a peaceful place, but your mind is still fighting someone who hurt you yesterday. You may be surrounded by good things, but your attention is trapped inside one negative voice. So ask yourself honestly, who is receiving the best part of my attention? Is it your growth, your healing, your purpose, your family, your health, and your inner peace? Or is it the same negative person who keeps disturbing your mind without even being present? This question is important because your life becomes heavy when the wrong people receive the best part of your energy. To protect your attention, you must learn to return to yourself. When your mind starts replaying someone's words, pause and breathe. When your heart starts becoming heavy because of someone's negativity, remind yourself, this is not my burden to carry. When your thoughts begin to run toward drama, gently bring them back to your breath, your work, your prayer, your purpose, and the life you are trying to build. You do not need to give your whole day to one painful sentence. You do not need to lose your peace because someone else has no peace. You do not need to keep thinking about people who only bring confusion into your life. Your attention is sacred, and once you understand its value, you stop spending it on things that only drain your spirit. Protect your attention like you protect your home. Do not let every negative thought enter. Do not let every toxic person stay. Do not let every careless word become a permanent guest in your mind. Bring your attention back to what heals you, strengthens you, and brings you closer to peace. Because the moment you stop giving your attention to poison, your energy begins to return to you. Distance can be an act of wisdom. Some people will make you feel guilty for creating distance. They will say you changed. They will say you became selfish. They will say you are cold, proud, or acting like you are better than others. But Buddhism teaches that not every distance is hatred. Sometimes distance is wisdom. Sometimes distance is protection. Sometimes distance is the quiet medicine your mind needs after being surrounded by too much negativity. Many people stay close to those who hurt them because they are afraid of feeling guilty. They think, what if I look like a bad person? What if they misunderstand me? What if people judge me for stepping away? So they keep answering the same messages, listening to the same complaints, tolerating the same disrespect, and carrying the same emotional weight. Their body is present, but their soul is tired. Their face is smiling, but their heart is begging for space. In Buddhism, attachment is one of the roots of suffering. Attachment does not only mean loving someone too much. Sometimes attachment means being tied to someone's approval, mood, anger, criticism, or opinion. Sometimes you are not attached to the person. You are attached to the hope that one day they will understand you, respect you, apologize to you, or become the person you wanted them to be. But when someone keeps poisoning your peace, you must ask yourself, am I staying because this relationship is healthy, or am I staying because I am afraid to let go? This question can open your eyes, because many times what we call loyalty is actually fear. What we call kindness is actually self-abandonment. What we call patience is actually allowing the same wound to be touched again and again. Distance gives your mind space to breathe. When you step back from negative people, you finally begin to hear your own thoughts again. You begin to understand what you really feel, what you really need, and what your heart has been trying to tell you for a long time. Sometimes you cannot see how much someone is draining you until you stop giving them constant access to your life. Creating distance does not mean you wish bad for them. It does not mean you hate them. It does not mean you are becoming cruel. It simply means you are no longer willing to sacrifice your peace just to keep someone comfortable. You can wish them healing from far away. You can respect them without staying close. You can forgive them without returning to the same place where your mind was poisoned. Buddhist wisdom teaches us to observe clearly. If someone always leaves you confused, heavy, anxious, angry, or doubtful, that is a sign. If every conversation with them steals your peace, that is a sign. If you feel smaller after being around them, that is a sign. Your body and mind often know the truth before your heart is ready to accept it. You do not always need a dramatic ending. You do not always need to announce your distance. You do not always need to explain your boundaries to people who never respected your pain. Sometimes you simply respond less. You share less. You expect less. You stop telling them your dreams. You stop giving them your private thoughts. You stop letting them enter every room of your mind. And slowly, your energy begins to return. Your thoughts become lighter. Your heart becomes calmer. Your days feel less heavy. You begin to remember who you were before their negativity became part of your daily life. So do not feel guilty for choosing distance when closeness is destroying you. A peaceful life is not built only by adding good things. It is also built by removing what keeps poisoning your inner world. Distance can be an act of wisdom, and sometimes stepping away is the first step toward coming back to yourself. Do not become what hurt you. When negative people hurt you, the danger is not only that they disturb your peace in that moment. The deeper danger is that their poison may slowly enter your character without you realizing it. You may begin as someone who only wanted peace, but after being criticized, judged, betrayed, disrespected, and misunderstood for a long time, something inside you can begin to change. You may become bitter because they were bitter. You may become suspicious because they broke your trust. You may become harsh because they spoke harshly to you. You may begin to judge others because you were judged again and again. This is one of the most painful things that can happen to a good heart. You do not lose yourself all at once. You lose yourself slowly, every time you allow another person's negativity to shape the way you see life. At first, you may only feel hurt. Then you feel angry. Then you feel tired. Then you begin to protect yourself by becoming cold. You start saying, I will never trust anyone again. I will never be kind again. I will never open my heart again. And without noticing, the person who hurt you has not only wounded you, but also changed the way you live. Buddhism teaches awareness because pain can easily become your teacher if you are not awake. But pain is not always a wise teacher. Sometimes pain teaches fear. Sometimes pain teaches revenge. Sometimes pain teaches silence in the wrong way. Sometimes pain teaches you to close your heart to everyone, even to those who never harmed you. This is why awareness is so important. You must look at your pain and ask, is this making me wiser, or is this making me bitter? There is a difference between wisdom and bitterness. Wisdom says, I have learned from what happened, and now I will protect my peace. Bitterness says, because one person hurt me, I will expect everyone to hurt me. Wisdom creates boundaries. Bitterness creates walls. Wisdom helps you see clearly. Bitterness makes you see everyone through the wound of your past. Wisdom brings peace. Bitterness keeps the poison alive inside your heart. Negative people often carry old wounds. They may speak with anger because they have not healed. They may criticize others because they do not love themselves. They may make others feel small because deep inside they feel small. They may spread negativity because their own mind has become a painful place. But if you are not careful, their suffering can become your suffering. Their language can become your language. Their anger can become your anger. Their darkness can become your darkness. This is why you must protect not only your energy, but also your nature. Protect your softness. Protect your kindness. Protect your ability to see beauty in life. Protect your ability to trust slowly, love wisely, and speak gently. Do not allow someone who lives without peace to convince you that peace is weakness. Do not allow someone who is cruel to convince you that kindness is foolish. Do not allow someone who broke your heart to make you believe that your heart must become hard to survive. A hard heart may feel safe for a while, but it is not free. A hard heart cannot receive love properly. A hard heart cannot enjoy peace deeply. A hard heart is always defending, always expecting pain, always preparing for attack. You may think you are protecting yourself, but sometimes you are only building a prison around your own spirit. Buddhism teaches that freedom comes from seeing clearly, not from becoming closed. When someone poisons your mind, your first reaction may be to poison them back. If they insult you, you want to insult them. If they ignore you, you want to ignore them. If they hurt you, you want them to feel the same pain. This is natural, but it is not freedom. Revenge keeps you tied to the person who hurt you. Anger keeps them alive inside your mind. Hatred gives them a room inside your heart. You may think you are punishing them, but you are actually drinking from the same poison they gave you. The Buddha taught that hatred does not end by hatred. Hatred ends through non-hatred, through awareness, through wisdom, through refusing to continue the same cycle of suffering. This does not mean you allow people to hurt you. It does not mean you pretend nothing happened. It does not mean you smile while someone destroys your peace. It means you stop letting their darkness decide who you become. You can walk away without hatred. You can create distance without cruelty. You can protect yourself without becoming like the person who hurt you. You can say no without anger. You can be silent without bitterness. You can forgive inside your heart without giving them access to your life again. This is real strength. Real strength is not becoming cold. Real strength is staying awake enough to choose your response instead of becoming a copy of your pain. Many people think healing means forgetting what happened. But healing does not always mean forgetting. Healing means remembering without becoming controlled by the memory. Healing means you can look back and say, yes, that hurt me, but it did not turn me into someone I do not respect. Healing means the wound taught you wisdom, but it did not steal your humanity. If someone betrayed you, let that teach you discernment, not suspicion toward everyone. If someone criticized you, let that teach you inner confidence, not hatred toward every voice. If someone abandoned you, let that teach you self-respect, not fear of loving again. If someone used your kindness, let that teach you boundaries, not cruelty. Every painful experience can either make your soul darker or deeper. The choice comes from awareness. You must watch your words after you have been hurt. Sometimes the pain inside you begins to speak through your mouth. You may speak sharply to innocent people. You may push away people who genuinely care. You may become impatient with those who did nothing wrong. You may carry old anger into new situations. This is how poison spreads. One person hurts you, then you hurt someone else, then they hurt another person, and the chain of suffering continues. Buddhism teaches us to break this chain. When pain reaches you, let it stop with you. Do not pass it forward. Do not become another source of suffering in the world. Do not let your wounded heart become a weapon. Instead, pause, breathe, look deeply. Ask yourself, am I responding from wisdom or am I reacting from pain? This one question can save you from many regrets. There will be moments when you feel the old anger rising. Someone may say something that reminds you of the person who hurt you. Someone may behave in a way that touches an old wound. Your mind may immediately want to defend, attack, or run away. In that moment, breathe before you speak. Give yourself space before you respond. Remind yourself that the person in front of you is not always the person from your past. Do not punish today for what yesterday did to you. This does not mean you ignore red flags. It means you respond with clarity, not with old pain. If something is wrong, see it clearly. If someone is disrespectful, create boundaries. If someone is toxic, step back. But do not let your reaction be controlled by old wounds. Let your response come from the present moment, not from fear living inside your memory. A peaceful person is not someone who never gets hurt. A peaceful person is someone who refuses to let hurt become their identity. You may have been misunderstood, rejected, mocked, betrayed, or emotionally drained, but you are still responsible for the energy you carry forward. Other people may have created the wound, but you must decide whether that wound becomes wisdom or poison. Sometimes negative people want you to become like them. They want your peace to disappear. They want your calmness to break. They want your kindness to turn into anger, because then they can say, "See, you are just like me." Do not give them that satisfaction. Do not let their behavior pull you below your own values. Do not abandon your character just because someone else has no control over theirs. Your character is your spiritual home. Protect it. Do not let temporary anger burn it down. Do not let someone else's bad behavior make you forget who you are. Before you respond to negativity, remember the person you are trying to become. Remember your path. Remember your peace. Remember that every reaction is shaping you. If you keep reacting with anger, anger becomes stronger. If you keep reacting with bitterness, bitterness becomes stronger. If you keep reacting with awareness, awareness becomes stronger. This is the law of the mind. Whatever you practice grows. If you practice revenge, revenge grows. If you practice silence, silence grows. If you practice patience, patience grows. If you practice wisdom, wisdom grows. This is why every difficult person can become part of your spiritual training. They show you where your peace is still weak. They show you where your ego still wants control. They show you where old wounds still hurt. They show you where you need more boundaries, more patience, more self-respect, and more awareness. But they should not become your master. They are only a mirror. Learn from them, but do not become them. When someone treats you badly, do not ask only, "Why did they do this to me?" Also ask, "What is this teaching me about myself?" Maybe it is teaching you to stop seeking approval. Maybe it is teaching you to trust your intuition. Maybe it is teaching you to stop explaining your worth. Maybe it is teaching you to protect your energy. Maybe it is teaching you that your peace is too valuable to place in careless hands. But never let it teach you to hate life. Never let it teach you that everyone is bad. Never let it teach you that kindness is useless. Never let it teach you that love is weakness. Never let it teach you to become the same kind of person who damaged your peace. There is a beautiful strength in staying gentle after life gives you reasons to become hard. There is deep courage in staying honest after someone lied to you. There is true wisdom in staying peaceful after someone tried to disturb your mind. This does not mean you are weak. It means you are strong enough not to let the world decide your character. Some people believe that to survive negative people, they must become negative too. But this is not survival. This is surrender. If their poison makes you poisonous, they have won. If their anger makes you angry forever, they have entered your spirit. If their cruelty makes you cruel, their darkness has continued through you. The real victory is to learn, protect yourself, and still remain connected to your inner light. This is why you must heal, not because they deserve your forgiveness, not because what happened was small, not because you should pretend it did not hurt. You must heal because you deserve to live without carrying their poison inside your chest. You must heal because your future deserves a cleaner heart. You must heal because the people who truly love you deserve to meet the real you, not the wounded version created by someone else's negativity. Healing begins when you stop saying, "This is just who I am now," and start saying, "This is what pain taught me, but I do not have to live from it forever." You are not your wound. You are not your reaction. You are not the anger someone awakened inside you. You are the awareness that can see all of this and choose a different path. So when negativity comes, do not absorb it blindly. Observe it. When someone speaks with poison, do not drink it. Understand it. When someone tries to pull you into anger, do not follow them. Stand still inside yourself. Let their storm pass without becoming your weather. You can be firm and still be kind. You can be distant and still be peaceful. You can protect yourself and still keep your heart clean. You can walk away and still wish them healing. You can remember what happened and still refuse to let it destroy your future. Do not become what hurt you. Do not become the bitterness you survived. Do not become the cruelty you escaped. Do not become the darkness that once made you cry in silence. Let your pain become wisdom. Let your wounds become boundaries. Let your suffering become compassion, but never let someone else's poison become your personality. The strongest soul is not the one that never breaks. The strongest soul is the one that breaks, learns, heals, and still refuses to become harmful. So protect your mind, protect your heart, and protect your character. Walk away from poison, but do not carry it with you. Leave behind what damaged you, but do not let it decide who you become. In the end, your peace is not only about avoiding negative people. Your peace is also about refusing to become negative because of them. That is real freedom. That is real wisdom. That is the path back to yourself. Choose peace again and again. Peace is not something you choose only once and then never think about again. Peace is something you must choose again and again, especially when the world keeps inviting you into anger, fear, drama, and negativity. Every day, life will test your mind. Every day, someone may say something that hurts you, disappoints you, misunderstands you, or tries to pull you into their storm. And every day, you must decide whether you will give your energy away or protect the quiet strength inside you. This is why Buddhism teaches that peace is a practice. It is not only a feeling, it is not only sitting in silence when everything is easy. True peace is tested when someone provokes you, when someone criticizes you, when someone speaks badly about you, when someone tries to make you feel small, and when your own mind wants to replay every painful word again and again. Peace is not proven when life is calm. Peace is proven when negativity comes near you and you still choose not to become its servant. Many people think peace means nothing bad will happen. But peace does not mean nobody will hurt you. Peace does not mean people will always understand you. Peace does not mean your life will never face conflict, rejection, or disappointment. Peace means that even when these things happen, you do not allow them to control your whole inner world. You may feel pain, but you do not become pain. You may feel anger, but you do not become anger. You may feel sadness, but you do not let sadness become the leader of your life. Negative people can only poison your life when you keep drinking from the cup they offer you. They may offer you criticism, gossip, jealousy, blame, anger, and fear, but you are not forced to accept it. You are not forced to carry every word. You are not forced to answer every attack. You are not forced to enter every argument. You are not forced to make their darkness the center of your mind. The power to choose peace begins when you realize that not every invitation deserves your presence. Sometimes, The invitation comes through a person who complains every day. Sometimes it comes through someone who always sees the worst in everything. Sometimes it comes through a family member who knows exactly how to hurt you. Sometimes it comes through a friend who secretly discourages you. Sometimes it comes through your own thoughts, repeating old pain and creating imaginary fights inside your head. But whether the negativity comes from outside or inside, your practice is the same. Notice it, breathe, and return to peace. To choose peace again and again, you must stop treating every disturbance like an emergency. Someone may be angry, but that does not mean you must become angry. Someone may be loud, but that does not mean you must become loud. Someone may be negative, but that does not mean you must give them the best part of your attention. The mind becomes powerful when it learns to pause before it follows every emotion. The pause is where your freedom lives. Before you react, pause. Before you answer a toxic message, pause. Before you defend yourself against someone who does not want to understand you, pause. Before you carry someone's insult into your whole day, pause. In that small pause, you remember yourself. You remember your path. You remember that your peace is more important than winning a useless argument. You remember that silence can be stronger than 1,000 explanations. Buddhism teaches mindfulness because the mind is easily pulled away from itself. One careless sentence can pull your mind into the past. One negative person can pull your heart into anger. One insult can pull your attention away from your purpose. One memory can pull your whole day into sadness. Mindfulness brings you back. It says, come back to this moment. Come back to your breath. Come back to what is real. Do not live inside the storm someone else created. When you choose peace, you are not saying the pain does not matter. You are not pretending that people did not hurt you. You are not acting like everything is fine. You are simply saying, I will not let this pain control my mind longer than necessary. I will feel what I feel, but I will not feed it until it becomes my whole life. This is a very powerful difference. Feeling pain is human. Feeding pain every day is suffering. Some people suffer for years because they keep giving life to old wounds. They remember what someone said, then they repeat it inside their mind. They remember how someone treated them, then they imagine new conversations. They remember how someone betrayed them, then they build fear around every new person. The event happened once, but the mind repeats it 1,000 times. This is how negativity becomes a prison. Choosing peace means you stop helping the poison survive inside you. You stop repeating the insult. You stop rehearsing the argument. You stop trying to change people who are committed to staying the same. You stop giving your best energy to the worst moments of your life. You begin to understand that every time you replay the pain, you reopen the door to the person who poisoned your mind. This does not mean you must forget everything. Some lessons must be remembered. Some boundaries must stay. Some people should not be allowed back into your life in the same way. But remembering a lesson is different from living inside the wound. A wise person remembers clearly, but does not keep bleeding daily from the same place. Wisdom says, I learned from this. Suffering says, I will live here forever. To choose peace again and again, you must learn the difference between what deserves your response and what only wants your energy. Not every criticism needs an answer. Not every misunderstanding needs explanation. Not every false story needs correction. Not every negative person deserves access to your emotions. Sometimes the more you explain, the more they twist your words. Sometimes the more you defend, the more they enjoy your disturbance. Sometimes peace begins when you stop trying to be understood by people who benefit from misunderstanding you. There is deep strength in saying, I know my heart, I know my intention, I know my path. I do not need to lose myself proving it to everyone. This is not pride. This is inner stability. A peaceful person is not controlled by every opinion because they have learned to stand inside their own awareness. They listen, they reflect, they improve where needed, but they do not hand their identity to every negative voice. Peace also requires choosing your environment wisely. You cannot keep sitting in toxic conversations and expect your mind to stay pure. You cannot keep listening to gossip and expect your heart to stay light. You cannot keep surrounding yourself with people who complain about everything and expect your spirit to stay inspired. The environment you allow around you becomes the atmosphere your mind breathes. If you sit near fire, you will feel heat. If you sit near perfume, you will carry fragrance. If you sit near poison, something inside you will begin to feel sick. This is why you must be careful with company. Some people bring calmness. Some people bring wisdom. Some people bring courage. Some people bring gratitude. And some people bring only confusion, bitterness, jealousy, and fear. You must know the difference. Choosing peace may mean spending less time with people who drain you. It may mean not answering every call immediately. It may mean not sharing your dreams with those who only laugh at them. It may mean protecting your private thoughts from people who use your openness against you. It may mean walking away from conversations that turn your heart dark. These choices may look small, but they protect your whole inner life. Do not wait until your soul is completely exhausted before you choose peace. Many people wait too long. They keep tolerating negativity until their body becomes tired, their mind becomes anxious, and their heart becomes empty. They say, "I can handle it," while their peace is slowly disappearing. But spiritual strength is not measured by how much poison you can tolerate. Spiritual strength is measured by how wisely you protect what is sacred inside you. Your mind is sacred. Your energy is sacred. Your peace is sacred. Your life is sacred. Do not give sacred things to careless hands. Do not give your morning peace to someone's negative mood. Do not give your night silence to someone's drama. Do not give your future to people who only know how to remind you of your past. Do not give your inner world to people who have not learned to care for their own. There will be days when choosing peace feels difficult. You may want to react. You may want to prove your point. You may want to send the message, raise your voice, expose the truth, or make them feel what they made you feel. In those moments, do not judge yourself for feeling anger. Just do not let anger drive your life. Notice it, breathe with it. Let it pass through you without giving it control over your hands, your tongue, and your decisions. In Buddhism, emotions are like passing clouds. They appear, they change, and they disappear. But when you identify with them, you suffer. You say, "I am angry," and anger becomes your identity. But awareness says, anger is present right now. This small change creates space. You are not the anger. You are the one observing it. You are not the negativity. You are the awareness that can choose not to follow it. This is how peace grows. Not by forcing yourself to never feel anything, but by learning not to become a slave to every feeling. You can feel anger and still choose kind words. You can feel hurt and still choose dignity. You can feel disappointment and still choose silence. You can feel sadness and still choose not to destroy yourself. This is maturity. This is wisdom. This is the path of inner freedom. Choosing peace again and again also means choosing yourself again and again. It means choosing your healing over their drama. It means choosing your future over their opinion. It means choosing your breath over their noise. It means choosing your purpose over their criticism. It means choosing your own mind over the negative voices that try to live inside it. Some people will not understand your peace. They will mistake your silence for weakness. They will think your distance means defeat. They will believe that because you no longer react, they have won. But let them think what they want. You are not living to perform for their understanding. You are living to become free inside yourself. When you stop reacting, you are not losing. You are returning to your power. The strongest victory is not making another person look wrong. The strongest victory is not proving your pain to everyone. The strongest victory is waking up with a lighter heart because you refuse to carry yesterday's poison into today. The strongest victory is sleeping peacefully because you did not let someone else's negativity rule your actions. The strongest victory is becoming so grounded that people can speak, judge, and criticize, but they cannot easily remove you from yourself. This kind of peace takes practice. You may fail sometimes, you may react sometimes, you may still overthink, still get hurt, still feel angry, and still replay painful words. That does not mean you have failed. It means you are human. Every time you notice yourself being pulled into negativity and gently return to peace, you are practicing. Every time you choose silence instead of argument, you are practicing. Every time you choose distance instead of drama, you are practicing. Every time you choose your breath instead of your anger, you are practicing. Do not expect yourself to become peaceful in one day. A mind that has been trained by years of worry, reaction, fear, and pain needs patience. Be gentle with yourself. Peace grows slowly, like a tree. You water it with awareness. You protect it with boundaries. You strengthen it with silence. You nourish it with gratitude. And day by day, your mind becomes less available to negativity. One day, the same words that used to destroy you will only pass by you. The same people who used to control your emotions will no longer own your thoughts. The same drama that used to pull you in will no longer feel like your responsibility. You will not become careless. You will become clear. You will not become heartless. You will become wise. You will not become weak. You will become peaceful. And when you reach that place, you will understand something deeply. Peace is not found by controlling every person around you. Peace is found by no longer allowing every person to control what is within you. You cannot stop every negative person from speaking. You cannot stop every jealous heart from judging. You cannot stop every bitter mind from creating noise. But you can stop giving them your energy. You can stop letting them enter your inner home. You can stop making their poison your daily food. So choose peace when anger calls your name. Choose peace when negativity knocks on the door of your mind. Choose peace when old wounds ask to be repeated. Choose peace when someone tries to pull you into a battle that has nothing to do with your growth. Choose peace when your ego wants to win, but your soul wants to be free. Stop giving your energy to people who poison your mind and life. Stop handing your peace to those who only know how to create storms. Stop letting negative people become the authors of your thoughts, your emotions, and your future. Your life is too precious to be controlled by people who cannot even control their own negativity. Return to yourself. Return to your breath. Return to your path. Return to the quiet wisdom inside you. Protect your mind like a temple. Protect your heart like a sacred flame. Protect your energy like the life force that it is. And whenever the world tries to pull you back into poison, remember that peace is not something you find once. Peace is something you choose again and again, until one day, choosing peace becomes who you are. Return your energy back to yourself. After you stop giving your energy to negative people, you must learn how to bring that energy back to yourself. Many people think healing only means walking away from those who hurt them, but walking away is only the first step. The deeper step is learning how to return to your own mind, your own breath, your own peace, and your own life. Because sometimes, even after a negative person is no longer near you, their words still live inside your head. Their criticism still follows you. Their energy still controls your mood. Their poison still appears in your thoughts. This is why distance alone is not enough. You must also take back the power they left inside your mind. Buddhism teaches that the mind becomes free when it stops clinging. Clinging does not only mean holding on to love, comfort, or desire. Sometimes clinging means holding on to pain. Sometimes clinging means holding on to an insult. Sometimes clinging means carrying a conversation that ended long ago. Sometimes clinging means replaying what someone did, what someone said, how someone treated you, and how unfair it felt. You may think you are only remembering, but if the memory keeps stealing your peace, then the memory has become a chain. Negative people can poison your life in two ways. First, they poison you when they are present, through their words, moods, criticism, and drama. Second, they poison you when they are absent, because your mind keeps bringing them back. You may be alone, but still arguing with them inside. You may be working, but still hearing their voice. You may be resting, but still feeling their judgment. You may be trying to enjoy your day, but their negativity keeps returning like a shadow. This is why you must not only leave negative energy outside your life, you must also remove it from the room of your mind. Returning your energy back to yourself begins with awareness. You must notice when your mind is still feeding someone who is no longer there. Notice when you are replaying old words. Notice when you are imagining new arguments. Notice when you are explaining yourself in silence to someone who never wanted to understand you. Notice when your whole mood changes because of a person who is not even present. The moment you notice this, you have already begun to wake up. Awareness is powerful because it creates space between you and the thought. Without awareness, you believe every thought. You think, they ruined my life. They made me weak. Their words are true. I must prove myself. But with awareness, you can gently say, this is just a thought. This is old pain speaking. This is not my whole truth. In that moment, the poison begins to lose its power. Not because the past suddenly disappears, but because you stop treating every painful thought like a command. Your energy returns when you stop arguing with ghosts. Many people keep fighting battles in their mind that no longer exist in real life. They imagine what they should have said. They imagine how the other person should apologize. They imagine proving their worth. They imagine winning a conversation that already ended. But this kind of mental fighting only keeps the wound fresh. It keeps your nervous system tense. It keeps your heart heavy. It keeps your life tied to a moment that deserves to be left behind. Buddhist wisdom reminds us that the present moment is the only place where healing can happen. You cannot heal while living in yesterday's insult. You cannot grow while mentally standing in the same argument. You cannot feel peace while carrying someone else's bitterness into every new day. To return your energy to yourself, you must keep coming back to now, back to this breath, back to this body, back to this moment, back to what is actually happening in front of you. When your mind goes back to the negative person, gently bring it back without anger. Do not fight your mind. Do not hate yourself for overthinking. Do not say, why am I still thinking about this? Instead, speak to yourself with kindness. Say, I see this thought, but I do not need to follow it. I feel this pain, but I do not need to live inside it. I remember what happened, but I choose to return to peace. This gentle return is part of healing. Many people lose energy because they keep trying to receive closure from people who are not capable of giving it. They wait for an apology. They wait for understanding. They wait for someone to admit the truth. They wait for the negative person to finally say, I hurt you and I was wrong. But sometimes that moment never comes. Some people are too proud to apologize. Some people are too blind to see their own harm. Some people are too wounded to take responsibility. If your peace depends on their apology, then your peace remains in their hands. You must understand this clearly. Closure is not always something someone gives you. Sometimes closure is something you give yourself. Closure is when you stop waiting for them to become wise before you allow yourself to be free. Closure is when you say, even if they never understand me, I will understand myself. Even if they never apologize, I will stop punishing my own heart. Even if they never change, I will not keep losing my life to their negativity. This is how your energy begins to return. Returning your energy also means returning to your own values. Negative people can make you forget who you were before their poison touched your life. You may forget that you were once joyful. You may forget that you were once hopeful. You may forget that you were once focused on your dreams. You may forget that you once believed in yourself without needing to defend it every day. Their negativity can make your life shrink around their opinions. So you must ask yourself, who was I before I gave this person so much power. Maybe you were more peaceful. Maybe you laughed more. Maybe you worked with more focus. Maybe you trusted your own heart more. Maybe you had dreams you stopped talking about because someone made you feel foolish. Maybe you had confidence that slowly became fear because someone kept criticizing you. Returning your energy means returning to those parts of yourself that were buried under other people's negativity. Do one thing every day that brings you back to yourself. Sit in silence for a few minutes. Walk without your phone. Breathe deeply before the day begins. Write down what you feel. Read something that makes your mind clear. Spend time with people who make your heart feel safe. Do work that makes you proud of yourself. Take care of your body. Clean your space. Speak kindly to yourself. These things may look simple, but they are powerful because they teach your mind that your life belongs to you again. When you have been around negative people for too long, peace may feel strange at first. You may be so used to drama that silence feels empty. You may be so used to criticism that kindness feels suspicious. You may be so used to tension that calmness feels unfamiliar. This is normal. The mind becomes used to what it repeatedly experiences. If you have lived around poison for a long time, your body may need time to remember what safety feels like. So be patient with yourself. Do not expect your energy to return in one day. Do not expect your mind to become silent immediately. Do not expect old pain to disappear just because you have chosen peace. Healing is not a straight road. Some days you will feel strong. Some days you will feel weak. Some days you will feel free. Some days one memory may pull you back. But every time you choose to return to yourself, you are healing. Every time you refuse to feed the poison, you are healing. Every time you choose peace over reaction, you are healing. Buddhism teaches that everything changes. No feeling is permanent. No thought is permanent. No wound is permanent when you stop feeding it. The sadness you feel now can change. The anger you carry now can soften. The confusion inside you can clear. The energy you lost can return. But change begins when you stop watering the same pain with your attention. Imagine your mind like a lamp. Every time you give attention to negative people, you give away some of your light. Every time you replay their words, your lamp grows dimmer. Every time you return to your breath, your purpose, your gratitude, and your wisdom, the light comes back. You do not need to wait for someone else to give you light. The light is already inside you. You only need to stop giving it away to those who do not value it. Some people will notice when your energy returns. They will notice that you are not reacting like before. They will notice that you are not explaining like before. They will notice that you are not available for the same drama. They may call you different. They may say you changed. They may try to pull you back into old patterns. But do not be afraid of changing. Sometimes changing is the proof that healing is happening. Sometimes becoming quiet is proof that your mind is becoming strong. Sometimes becoming distant is proof that your soul is finally choosing peace. When your energy returns, you stop chasing people who drain you. You stop begging for understanding from people who enjoy misunderstanding you. You stop trying to prove your worth to people who are committed to seeing you as small. You stop letting someone else's mood decide your whole day. You begin to feel lighter because you are no longer carrying what was never yours. You also begin to understand the difference between loneliness and peace. At first, stepping away from negative people may feel lonely because you were used to their presence, even if their presence hurt you. But slowly, that loneliness becomes space. That space becomes silence. That silence becomes clarity. And that clarity becomes peace. You realize that being alone with a peaceful mind is better than being surrounded by people who poison your heart. Returning your energy back to yourself is not selfish. It is necessary. You cannot give love from an empty heart. You cannot build a meaningful life with a drained mind. You cannot help others wisely when your own spirit is exhausted. You must become whole again, not only for yourself, but also for the good you are meant to bring into the world. There is a quiet power in a person who has taken their energy back. They no longer need to prove everything. They no longer chase every explanation. They no longer react to every negative voice. They move with calmness because they know their peace is valuable. They speak less, but their words carry more truth. They forgive, but they do not forget their boundaries. They love, but they no longer abandon themselves for love. This is the kind of strength Buddhism points toward. Not loud strength, not angry strength, not the strength of revenge, but the strength of a mind that has become clear. The strength of a heart that refuses to carry poison. The strength of a person who has suffered, learned, and returned to peace without becoming cruel. So today, return your energy back to yourself. Take back the attention you gave to negative voices. Take back the peace you left inside old arguments. Take back the power you gave to criticism, gossip, jealousy, and fear. Take back your mornings. Take back your nights. Take back your breath. Take back your thoughts. Take back the life that has been waiting for you underneath all that noise. You do not have to keep living as a prisoner of someone else's negativity. You do not have to keep carrying their poison like it belongs to you. You do not have to let their words become your inner voice. You are allowed to release what hurts you. You are allowed to choose calmness. You are allowed to rebuild your mind. You are allowed to come back to yourself. And when you finally return to yourself, you will understand that peace was never something negative people could truly take from you forever. They could disturb it, they could cover it, they could make you forget it for a while, but deep inside, peace was still there, waiting for you to stop looking for freedom in the same places that kept poisoning your life. Return to your breath, return to your silence, return to your wisdom, return to your own heart. Your energy belongs to you, your mind belongs to you, your life belongs to you. And the moment you stop giving yourself away to people who poison your peace, you begin to live again. In the end, protecting your energy is not about hating negative people. It is about finally understanding the value of your own peace. Some people will always complain, criticize, judge, gossip, discourage, and poison every peaceful thing they touch. You cannot control their mind, their words, or their behavior, but you can control how much space you give them inside your life. Buddhism teaches that the mind becomes what it repeatedly receives. If you keep receiving anger, fear, jealousy, and negativity, your inner world becomes heavy. But if you choose silence, awareness, wisdom, compassion, and distance when needed, your mind slowly becomes clear again. So stop giving your best energy to people who only bring darkness. Stop letting their words become your inner voice. Stop carrying their poison like it belongs to you. You were not born to live as a prisoner of someone else's negativity. You were born to breathe, grow, heal, and walk your own path with peace. Choose your mind carefully. Choose your company carefully. Choose your reactions carefully. And when someone tries to pull you into their storm, remember this: you do not have to enter every battle to prove your strength. Sometimes your greatest power is to stay calm, stay silent, protect your peace, and keep moving forward. Return to yourself. Return to your breath. Return to the quiet wisdom inside you. The moment you stop feeding negativity with your attention, your soul begins to feel light again, and your life slowly becomes your own once more.